G'day guys, DuckPhil here. Today we're going to have a look at a match from the European server. This is going to be from the Team Liquid This Week in Replays pack. Thank you very much to Aries Effort and the crew for putting this together. Today, this is going to be featuring our good friend, the Little One, who is one of the players in this particular game. Up the top, his opponent, however, is going to be BLASTMlord. I swear I know the name MLord, and I'm pretty sure he was a player back in Brood War, but I can't exactly remember, and I couldn't see too much information. But anyway, he's going to be the Red Terran, starting up at the top side here on Cloud Kingdom, aka Cloud City. We're going to be on the lookout for Lando Calrissian. But of course, TLO down in the bottom left-hand side here in the blue, he's going to be looking to fast expand, I would presume. One of the new ladder maps, which is very cool to play on. I've been playing on it a lot, especially against Protoss for some reason, because for some reason on the Korean ladder, there are only Protoss and Terrans. I'm not sure why there aren't any Zerg, but whatever. Here we're going to have this PvT, and hopefully it should be a good showing for both players. We've got a Rax starting out here for MLord. I don't think he's going to be pushing out and doing any sorts of bunker pressure here. It's a little bit far. The look at this this run distance here is quite a long way. In fact, I have to move my mouse back. That's how far it is, because I don't use high mouse sensitivity settings. Anyway, yeah, TLO heading down here. Now, while we're sort of waiting for everything to get started, as I was saying, make sure, if you can, that you jump on my stream. I've been streaming a little bit from the Korean ladder, my journey through trying to deal with the insane amounts of cheese at my level. You get a lot of random players. I'm sort of at the gold platinum level on Korea, and there are just a ridiculous amount of random people, and of course they always cheese. So, yeah, streaming that on twitch.tv/DuckPhilLol. You can catch me there usually during the afternoons, Australian time, which I think is around the very late evening in US, sort of West Coast time. Just generally for you guys. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Come and say hi. And also recording this the day of the GSL Code S finals. We're going to have Genius versus DRG in the finals. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm actually heading out to a barcraft not too long after these casts are done. It's going to be over at the Exchange Hotel in Melbourne. If you I don't know. I was about to say if you want to come down, make sure you do. But by the time this this cast gets up on the channel, it's not going to be. It's going to be well over and done with by then. Either way, these guys moving along here. It looks as if we've got a reactor expand from MLord. He's going to get the reacted Hellions pumping out. We're probably going to see 2, 4, maybe 6. I don't know. We'll see how many he wants to go through, and then we'll find out how TLO wants to defend it. Of course, if you want to be daring, you get no spine crawlers and just try and defend with queens in good positioning. If you want to be generally quite safe, you can get speed a little bit earlier, or roaches, or if you want to just make sure you're definitely safe, you grab 1 or 2 spine crawlers, and then you should be a-okay against the standard amount of Hellions that come out when Terrans do this build. Now, the other good thing you can do, if possible, is get your creep spread going very early. It looks as if TLO has started out with that right now. He's going to send in a couple of links just to check out exactly what's going on up at the base. He hasn't had any vision until now. He knows that the standard opening is coming along here. It means he's going to probably want to get a spine crawler down, as we said, if he wants to be pretty safe about it, because there is definitely going to be no speed in time to help out with the early push of the Hellions. And as we can see, he's only just now grabbing the gas. So looks as if we're not going to see this. Yeah, this is going to be a queen-based defense, I think, from TLO. He's started the creep spread there. If he can get it out past these general sorts of areas here where Hellions like to hang out, that'd be quite good for TLO. But it looks as if he isn't going to get it too far. I'm not sure about the positioning on that spine crawler there. It's a little bit close to comfort for some of these creep tumors. It means that the Hellions can shoot at the spine crawlers and then hit the creep tumors as well. One of these queens taking a bit of a battering here. They try and take out one of the tumors before it completes, but it just gets done in time. That one tumor sitting there on 20 health is going to have to regenerate that. But a nice little choke point created here by TLO. He's got the 2 Evo chambers that have been constructed here, along with a spine crawler as well, just to make sure he can poke away at those Hellions when they come along. We've got 4 of them out at the moment. Another 2 are just coming by as well. Looks as if the fast command center has been constructed from MLord as well. He's now going for the standard sort of play way with the racks coming up, and you can see that Stim is already halfway done, so he's going to have that very soon, and we may see just that that very conventional sort of timing where you bring out some Marines and you got a bunch of Hellions to defend, and that would be quite nice for MLord if he could push out with that and catch TLO at a weakened time, but he is actually doing a really good job of taking out some of these creep tumors. It's a great thing to do if you can, is to remove the presence of those creep tumors before they can get too far out. As I was saying earlier, without speed and without roaches, it's going to be very hard for TLO to actually get out on the map, get some vision and get some good presence on the map, and it looks as if while trying to do that, a queen came down here to try and get some sneaky tumors started. I think that was the goal there, but she actually got caught off balance and was taken out at the bottom of the ramp here. It looks as if the second queen also came to say hello as well, but she got fried up, something troublesome. Yeah, she's going to need some sunscreen there because she is being burnt all over the place. TLO, what's he going to get up to here? He's got the macro hatch started inside the main. The lair is also on the way. That's about a third completed. And just also looking at the gas count as well, he's just now grabbing the 4th gas, so I don't think he's going to go for too many roaches or perhaps even mutas early on in the game. It looks as if he's going to get a lot of upgrades going though. He does have a +1 to carapace and weapons just about to complete as well, so those lings are going to do quite a lot of damage. The problem is that speed is still quite a while behind, still another right about 30 in-game seconds to actually get that done, but he does have a lot of lings ready to go once he does finally get it. So we've got in fact 16 more lings on the way. Wow, that is quite a lot of lings coming along from TLO, and it looks as if a few tumors at the back here were trying to poke outside. They're not going to get too far because the Hellions are well prepared, and it looks as if we've got another push coming along here. The lings now just waiting outside. They're almost ready to go. Speed is now done, and here we go. It looks as if he's going to try and capture some of those Hellions before they can get away, and MLord is going to do a good job if he can keep these alive. There are so many lings to be aware of, 14 more on the way, but the Marine medevac push has now come along, so he should be okay to defend against that. Just back at home here for MLord, he doesn't have too much else going on, but he is now pushing inside. The lings heading down to the back to try and see if they can get us around and just hold back these units before they can get away, and it looks as if he does get inside and gets most of those, gets most of the Marines and almost all of the Hellions. 2 medevacs escaping with one lonely Hellion and a couple of Marines left over. MLord is going to need to get these supply depots up. There they go. He's got a tank ready to defend as well, and he should be okay against this. Of course, you don't really want to push against that sort of wall with a minor ling attack force, but I say minor. Now look at this. We got lings everywhere here from TLO. He's got so many out on the map. How many have we got? In fact, we've got 64 lings at this early stage of the game, so he really wants to make sure he's got some map presence. I think I did see that a baneling nest was also done, or where was it? I thought I saw it. Oh, sorry, there it is. I clicked on it. I might want to actually look. So we could see a baneling attack from TLO. He does have a lot of gas prepared, so that could be the order of the day, but he's going to have to deal with quite a lot of bio forces that are now starting to come out from MLord. He's got also a couple of medevacs as well, double upgrades coming through for those bio units as well, +1 to weapons and armor. Just about to come through. They're still a little bit behind, perhaps a little bit late on the timing, I think. But he's got a decent amount of Marines prepared. They've got stim, they've got combat shields, the tanks are with them as well. They do have siege mode, so it looks as if MLord is probably going to push out. He wants to see if he can take out a potential 4th base, or maybe even this 3rd, which has just been finished up for TLO. Now he should be able to come in and do some damage to that. TLO, meanwhile, just making sure he's checking out to see if MLord has taken his own 3rd at some weird position or weird sort of timing, of course. 4 medevacs now with this Marine force. He should be able to push through and take down some of the creep tumors here, which would be quite nice. Where are those lings? They're sitting up the back. They're waiting to get into position here. We're just seeing that it's just a lot of lings coming out from TLO. He's got some infestors now, which is certainly going to help. They do have the passenger glands completed, so they've got a lot of energy available to take down some of these Marines, and he should be able to get a couple of the Marines, but now streaming in from both sides is TLO. The infestor's not actually doing anything. There they go, finally getting a fungal growth down and he cleans up that attack with ease. So TLO is free to expand again. Would not be surprised if we see him head down here, perhaps take this 4th base, or even one across to the edge, but he's going to worry about getting any possible counterattacks he can done, because there is a potential that MLord could have taken his 3rd base behind that push. Now, as we can see, he's actually not going to get this down happily. The command center just floating down towards the 3rd base, and he's not going to be able to plant that one down. TLO well prepared for that with some lings just sitting on the ground. For some reason, you can't just drop the command center on them to crush them, but that would be pretty cool if you could do that. MLord now grabbing three factories total, so he's going to have a lot of tank production. I don't think he's switching into mecha because it's just it's a little bit. Oh, perhaps he could be. He's getting +1 to weapons, but I think it's just going to be quite a lot of tanks to help out. And it looks as if MLord was able to get a bit of an attack here on the 3rd base again. Some infested Terrans coming out, waddling along like penguins, and the medevac will retreat for the time being, taking out an Overlord just before, which allowed him to clear up some of that creep. But as we can see, we've still got more tech coming through from MLord, waiting to see what happens with those factories. +2 to weapons and armor as well, +1 to the vehicle weapons still on the way. More racks just up to the side here. We've got a total of 5 at the moment, plus an extra. I think there was an extra one somewhere. No, there wasn't. But he should be okay for the moment. TLO has taken his 4th base across to the left-hand side, protected with one infester and a few of the lings there as well. A couple of infestors being mowed up by the Marines that are just across on the side here. Not actually sure what TLO was doing with that. He looks as if he was busy at trying to attack into this planetary fortress, which is not going to go well at any time. But a couple of attacks from the SCVs were absolutely stopped because they were not able to repair the planetary fortress, but it is okay for the time being. A lot of drones here. A bit surprised that TLO has got so many of those at that 3rd base, but it looks as if he's just trying to make sure he's got a lot of drones up. We've got 108. Are you serious, TLO? 108 drones in total for TLO at the moment. Not actually sure what the plan is there, but he's got a lot of tech coming, and I'll tell you what one of these tech things is the Ultralisk. We've got the armor upgrade for them on the way. Baneling speed also coming through as well. One medevac trying to get some damage done, but I don't think that's going to have a good time trying to land those Marines. They're definitely not going to jump out of that with a parachute or without. They're going to try and land on the high ground here and get some damage done. They can take some shots at the lings that are there. The tanks and Marines that are just across the right-hand side are now pushing in. TLO with 20 Banelings morphing in now. +3 to weapons is just about done for these ground units. +3 to Carapace is also already done. And MLord pushing in. I'm not sure this is the greatest idea. He doesn't actually have that much with him. He's got a few of these Marines. They have 2-2, and there are a few tanks there as well, but I don't think there's enough Marines to sort of protect this attack force. Meanwhile, we've got a little bit of an interesting micro battle going on here. The Marines trying to stay out of trouble, but here come the Banelings. They're going to try and roll through all of these Marines that are left over, and they do take out the bulk of the Marines that are there now, and the extra Marines at the back free to move because there are no Mutalisks on the map. Normally, you would want to try and keep some of the Marines near the tanks so that they could protect against Mutalisks, but there are none of those at all. And now we finally have a lot more forces coming along from MLord. Tanks and Marines going separate directions. I'm not sure that is the greatest idea. There is a bit of creep through the middle, so TLO would have been able to see that. And here are the big boys. The big elephants are now charging through. They're going to just roll through everything here. We've got no flanking, but it looks as if he should be fine against that. There are so many Ultralisks here. They've got their +3 to weapons and +5 to armor as well, and he's just absolutely chewing through everything. In fact, speaking of chewing, drones trying to get in on the fight here, and he does clean up almost every single unit that was there from MLord, and one tank somehow just moving through. I'm not sure what was going on with that, but TLO getting a massive win there, getting a lot of units down, dropping in some Marines inside the main. If he can snipe some of the tech, that'll look quite good for him. If MLord can get inside. TLO, meanwhile, is expanded up towards the top side of the map. This base is very daring. This one also looking quite interesting for TLO, but the Ultralisk inside the main base, I don't think he's actually going to be able to take out these Marines. Their +2-2 is just way too much, especially when the Ultra is just trying to hack down one Marine at a time. but that was quite an interesting position there for these guys. It looks as if TLO is still trying to come back and defend against these Marines that are still causing quite a lot of havoc here. The medevac's picking up, and now he's going to escape with those Marines, and TLO is still in a very fine position, I would say. He's taken over this base here, just off position, but I don't think that's actually going to matter too much. It looks as if Baneling's trying to burrow to get a good hit on the Marines there, not able to actually get anything done. A good scan from MLord to make sure he could see where the Banelings were, and the base is going to go down, but it's not actually going to be too much of an issue here for TLO. He's still sitting on 73 drones, quite a lot. Good Baneling hits there, grabbing a couple of those Marines, plus 3 for weapons is on the way for MLord's Marines. He's going to have that in around about, I think that's around about 2 minutes or so. So that's going to really help out with these Marines trying to push it around. Now going to be able to find this 5th base up the top side here, and he should be able to take that out quite easily. Want to see if he can get it to position to take down some of the drones here. Looks as if TLO is going to come through Ultralisk and the Infestors there as well. He should be able to take the Marines down quite quickly. The tanks at the back, though, in a big clump, are going to be able to do massive shots to these Ultralisks, and they do take down a lot of the Ultras. In fact, I don't think they're going to be able to win the fight there, and they definitely don't. But Infestors and a lot of Lings still around for TLO. He's got some beach balls being thrown down there to distract the fire of the tanks. The 5th base, meanwhile, did not go down, so MLord is starting to look like he's in a bit of trouble here. The medevacs, if TLO can grab those, he'd be really, really happy with that. He does grab a couple of them before they go down. Meanwhile, another attack down to the southern side of the map. Tanks and Marines now trying to push through. They should be able to take out this base. It's already half dead. The Marines now just stimming up and going to town on this base, spreading out quite nicely there. Love that from MLord. He's doing a good job with that for the most part. But TLO is now going to come back and say, hey buddy, that was my base. We're going to come back and defend that one. But another attack up towards the top. MLord doing a great job with his multi-pronged attacks here. I'm just worried because he keeps sending out these small forces and losing them every single time and never saving a single unit. But TLO cleaning up that one at the bottom, and now he's lost the top, so he's going to need to clean up this one as well and take back the 3rd base at the side here, perhaps even take one of these as well, and try and make sure he stays in this game. He is sitting in a really good spot. He's got fantastic upgrades. It's just that the attacks from MLord have been everywhere, and he's been doing a great job with it. Looks as if we've got TLO now storming through a lot of Lings here. They do have Adrenal Glands, so they're going to be doing quite a lot of damage. The Ultras, of course, are helping out as well. Here we go. We'll see a beautiful fungal growth from TLO. That was absolutely huge, and that has dropped MLord down to 100 supply. He's still got a few Marines and a tank trying to come in to help out with the defense, but they are not going to be able to do too much. I think TLO is just retreating to make sure he can keep his forces in a nice big bunch. He's still got more Ultralisks coming along. We've got more Lings coming through as well. There are a total of 41 Lings on the map, with a few more in production as well. And here we go. It looks as if he might try and just come in here and clean up this base. If this goes down, MLord is definitely done for the day. The SCV is trying to retreat. If there was a fungal growth, now would be a good time, and there it is. Beautiful job by TLO, cleaning up the rest of those SCVs, and the Ultras going to town on everything there, having a nice lunch. They definitely are, and trying to save the command center there with the SCVs on repair, and that, I think, will be MLord done for the day. He's mined out inside the main. We're pretty much mined out at the natural there. The 3rd is also looking quite low. The Mule's doing a great job of mining out things very quickly, as they do, but MLord is still going to continue to try and stay inside the game. He's got 2 tanks positioned here. The problem is he only has 3 more Marines on the way. He's quite far behind on his macro, just purely because there is very little mineral income coming through now, and it looks as if this should be the final attack from TLO. Should be able to grab another great fungal growth here. He put down 2 and was able to grab all of the last remaining SCVs down to 22, 21, and that is definitely going to be it here from MLord. The SCV count just slowly falling and down to 17, so there is no way he's going to be able to come back. TLO taking back some of his own bases, getting the 3rd, the 4th, and there you go. So TLO taking out BLASTMlord there in a great little TVZ. Hope you had fun watching that one. As I said, going to have a lot of fun with the GSL Code S finals tonight. If you can check out some of the pictures on my Twitter, they'll be on twitter.com/duckvillalol. And I'll probably be putting a very fun little video up from the Barcraft event, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys later.